A short time ago, I showed you my unboxing of Chinese manufacturer OnePlus's flagship smartphone for 2016, the OnePlus 3. While I gave my initial impressions of the phone in that video, I want to share my experiences using the device as my daily driver for over the first 2 weeks of use. How's it going, everybody? This is Matt D, and these are my thoughts on the OnePlus 3 so far. Perhaps the most notable aspect of the OnePlus 3 that distinguishes it from its predecessors is the overall design and build quality. While the OnePlus 2 had a premium-feeling metal band surrounding the phone's aluminum alloy frame, the phone featured a sandstone textured removable backplate like the back cover of the original flagship killer, the OnePlus 1. With the OnePlus 3, that sandstone backplate is now gone. Instead, OnePlus went with an all-metal unibody design housing a sealed-in 3000 mAh battery. While the front of the device resembles a fusion between the OnePlus 2 and the more compact OnePlus X, the rear of the device conjures up thoughts of the HTC M series and the Huawei Mate 8. I think OnePlus did a great job of fitting a 5.5-inch screen into a relatively compact body, but I'm afraid that like many other manufacturers, OnePlus has placed too much of an emphasis on making the OnePlus 3 as thin as possible. To reiterate what other tech YouTubers have said, I really think OnePlus should have made the phone a little thicker to accommodate a bigger battery. Going back to the OnePlus 3's 5.5-inch optic AMOLED display, the screen has a pixel density of 401 ppi. In the time since OnePlus began shipping its latest phone, some users have been complaining about how the display has not been calibrated to the sRGB pixel layout. Instead, OnePlus chose a pentile arrangement. Recently, OnePlus has incorporated a toggle into the phone's software that allows the user to turn a new sRGB mode on or off. I don't consider myself to be a display junkie, though. However, it is worth noting that OnePlus added a night mode for the display into the settings menu, similar to the night shift functionality that Apple has incorporated into iOS. Aside from that, I'm really liking the ultra-thin bezels on the phone. At the time of filming, my unit is running OxygenOS version 3.2.4 atop Android 6.0.1 Marshmallow. On the surface, OxygenOS closely resembles the look and feel of stock Android. The UI is nearly identical to Google's own vision of Android, except for a few customizations, including Shelf at the leftmost home screen. Shelf is a customizable panel that displays the weather as well as widgets, frequent apps, and contacts. The closest thing I can compare the Shelf to would be HTC's Blink Feed or Samsung's Briefing page. Another highlight of OxygenOS is OnePlus's own way of managing app permissions, allowing the user to determine what apps can and cannot access certain pieces of information stored on the phone. One feature that makes OnePlus's devices unique is the ability to toggle between capacitive navigation buttons and stock Android soft keys. As I've mentioned before, both the OnePlus 3 and last year's OnePlus 2 allow the user to determine whether the back or recent apps key will reside on the left or right side of the phone's capacitive home button. Other notable features OnePlus has baked into OxygenOS 3.0 are the System Dark Mode, as well as the ability to change the colors of menu toggles and even the phone's notification LED. Since OxygenOS 3.0 is based on Android 6.0 Marshmallow at its core, OnePlus's latest in-house operating system gives the user access to Google Now on tap, which can perform contextual searches related to the text or pictures appearing on screen. The OnePlus 3's Fingerprint Scanner is a little bigger than the one found on its predecessor. In addition to the fact that the new phone's Fingerprint Scanner is lightning quick, I appreciate the fact that I can unlock my phone by resting my finger on the scanner at virtually any angle as well. On other devices such as my iPhone 6 Plus, my finger must rest on the scanner at one particular angle in order for me to access my device. Moving on to audio quality, I don't think the OnePlus 3 speakers produce enough volume to compensate for everyday noise. I found the low roar of vending machines in the break room at my work would drown out the OnePlus 3 while watching videos. While I'm pleased with the sound produced through headphones connected to my OnePlus 3, I don't notice much of a difference in the integrated equalizer in OxygenOS 3.0 versus Max Audio on the OnePlus 1. Given the buzz surrounding OnePlus's audio solution for the new phone, I tested my OnePlus 3 with two pairs of headphones, a $30 pair of Sony on-ear headphones and a pair of wireless Beats Solo 2s. My Sony's performed adequately while playing YouTube videos and blasting my favorite original film scores. Next, I added my pair of wireless Beats Solo 2s as a trusted device when pairing them with my OnePlus 3. I preferred the sound produced by the Beats headphones over my Sony's, but the difference wasn't profound. As I mentioned in my OnePlus 3 unboxing video, OnePlus's latest product offering has a 16-megapixel rear camera by Sony with an aperture of f2.0. The camera also comes equipped with optical image stabilization, phase detection autofocus, and an LED flash. I've got to say I'm very impressed with the quality of images produced by this phone in daylight. Thanks to the 16 megapixel sensor on the phone, the OnePlus 3's rear camera produces impressive images with a lot of detail even when zooming in on images captured by the device. As for low-light photography, pictures taken with the OnePlus 3 included a fair amount of noise. The camera's manual mode gives you the option to adjust ISO and exposure, but I haven't fully mastered manual camera controls on a smartphone just yet. So far, I've been quite pleased with the phone's everyday performance. Thanks to the Snapdragon 820, Qualcomm's latest high-end piece of silicon for mobile, the OnePlus 3 breezes through loading applications and just tears through benchmarks. While the phone has 6GB of RAM, which is unheard of for smartphones these days, the OnePlus 3 initially ran with very aggressive memory management. In other words, if the phone had a long list of applications open simultaneously, apps that have been open the longest often had to be reloaded when accessing them from the recent apps screen. Fortunately, through a recent software update, OxygenOS now allows the user to take advantage of the full 6GB of RAM. While OnePlus staff mentioned that aggressive memory management was implemented for the purpose of conserving battery usage, I think such aggressive memory management almost defeats the purpose of having such a massive amount of memory available. Memory management issues aside, I was very happy with my unit's charging times and battery life over the first 2 weeks of use. OnePlus's claims of the dash charger charging the phone from 0 to 60% in just 30 minutes seems to be quite accurate. When I first plugged the phone into the wall, the phone charged from 7% to 100% in just over an hour. After charging the OnePlus 3 for the first time, I was able to get over 2.5 days with moderate usage with 4.5 hours of screen on time, which I found to be pretty impressive considering the fact that this ultra-thin phone packs a 3000 mAh battery. With moderate usage, I was able to get over 2.5 days out of each charge cycle. Overall, I'm really enjoying using the OnePlus 3 so far. While I'm working on videos for other devices, I plan on evaluating the OnePlus 3's camera before running benchmarks and uploading a comprehensive review of OnePlus's latest phone. As always, if you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up down below and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos in the future. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.